Okay, so um, we'll work with an archangel tonight, um, which is pretty cool because I chose the card, uh, drew a card, and then when I opened the booklet to see the additional message, it opened right to that page. So this archangel is Raphael. I'll show everybody the picture so they can get a good view of him. Can you see that? Okay, good. So this is Archangel Raphael, and he has a hairband on, but it looks like a dove that's right in the center holding it together. So maybe that's the peace dove. But Archangel Raphael says, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. And then the additional message is, often during times of stress, you may unconsciously hold your breath. And, you know, when I work with clients, they're constantly doing that, holding their breath, and they don't even realize it. So sometimes it's good to have somebody next to you reminding you. But as you know, breath is essential to oxygenating your mind, body, spirit, and the very life. Write a note to yourself to breathe as a reminder of the importance of invigorating yourself with deep and steady breaths. Make trips to places where fresh air is plentiful. You'll also notice an increase in air quality when you are near water, such as the beach or a lake. Even taking a shower or bath puts you in touch with the positive ions associated with water and air. So, Archangel Raphael, his name means whom God heals, and he is known as the healing angel in charge of physical healings for all living beings. So, I suspect that would include animals as well. Often, Raphael gives us divine guidance, like intuition, thoughts, ideas, dreams, and so on, about how we can participate in keeping our bodies healthy. When you call upon Raphael for a healing, pay attention to inner impressions and be sure to follow through upon guidance that calls you to take action. That's always a good recommendation. So let's see here. I'll just leave this over here. I'll put that there as a reminder. So in casting circles, Raphael, Archangel Raphael, sits in the east, and he's the first archangel that we call on. So that's pretty nice to know that he is the healing angel or archangel. So we'll certainly be working with breath tonight, and we'll call on Archangel Raphael. And it's interesting too. There's a lot of green in this card. His his robe is green, and then there's green beyond his back, his head. So green is the healing color, and it's also the color of the heart chakra at the sternum. So the color from the heart chakra goes out the shoulder, down the arm and hands. So if you could see with your third eye, you would see the green. It looks like liquid light when you see it, and it's very radiant. All the chakra colors are very radiant because they're different colors of light. So just come into stillness now. Letting go of the day and events, anything, especially anything stressful. There's a lot happening on the earth and within the spiritual plane with the ascension process happening and the collective unconscious coming up for recognition and balancing. So just let go. Come to awareness of your shoulders and across your very upper back, just below your neck, and feel the energy there. See if you can consciously let go there and just see sometimes we hold not just our breath, but we hold tight in our muscles. So see if you can release that. Notice around your jaw. Notice also in your solar plexus. Sometimes when we're holding our breath, it's because we want to close down or minimize our solar plexus, which is our personal power, our emotions. And if we're feeling certain emotions and we're around another person or it's in relation to another person, sometimes we want to close it down so that we don't get angry or spontaneously say something that would be more harmful than good. So we'll close that down to minimize that potential. But we can always remember that we can say anything we want to say. We can express ourselves as long as it's with compassion. So become aware of your breathing now. Just your natural pace and pattern. Now, just to further our letting go, we'll do a breathing pattern for release, since we have Archangel Raphael working with us and he helps us to let go. So what we'll do is just start with hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. Take in your breath. And then as you exhale, open the arms out to the side. Breathe your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together and interlace all of your fingers except for the index fingers and your thumbs. So you're coming into Kali Mudra. Draw your arms down past your face, your chest. Turn your fingertips down and any tension, let it drain through your arms, your hands, your fingers, down into the earth to be transmuted. And then bring palms back up to your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, arms out to the side. And again, inhale a deep breath as you lift arms overhead. Come into Kali Mudra. Exhale, arms down. And turn your fingertips down, releasing. And then inhale once again up to your heart. Exhale out to the side. Bring arms up overhead. Kali Mudra. Exhale down and turn fingertips down. Stretch your arms out. And just one more cycle. Breathe palms into your heart. Exhale out to the side. Turn palms up. Inhale. Kali Mudra. Bringing down past your heart and release fingertips down towards the earth. Releasing any deeper tension, any negativity that may have been around you today. And then release your hands. We'll just stretch forward. So slide your hands out. Just come forward over your legs. Stretch your low back and your hip joints. And then lift back up, slide your hands in and bring them around behind you, fingertips, palms, whatever works. But lift your heart, lift your chin, draw shoulder blades together, and arch in your back. This is a counter pose to your stretch forward. Wringing out tension, squeezing it out like the washcloth in the shower. And then come back to center and just stretch out your legs. Shake them out. And windshield wiper a few times. And flex and point a couple times. And then squeeze your toes. Bring some energy all the way down to the tips of your toes. And then bring your feet in, and we'll come on to the balls of our feet to rock a little bit and loosen up more in our ankles and toes. And then draw your knees down onto the mat. Ankles as close together as you can manage. That will give you more stretch. And then lift up, sitting on your heels and letting those toes really get a good stretch. Having worked in nursing homes and around elderly, I've seen so many people that could no longer even move their toes. So I always like to bring that into the moves that we do. All right, so just bring your palms down and step your feet back. You can hop back if you want into a plank pose. Just lengthen out, engaging muscles, shoulder blades down your back. Breathe. Let your knees down and pull back into a puppy stretch. And loosen in your shoulders.
And then we'll come back into a plank pose. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Press the inner side of your knuckles down. That will help. Press heels away. And now let's lift up into downward facing dog. So draw your heels down towards the floor and press back. You can walk in place if that helps you to loosen up. All right, just walk your feet in towards your hands. Come into either ragdoll or head to knee. And remember Raphael's instructions to keep your breath flowing. Now start to loosen and separate your feet just hip width apart for chair pose. So start with bending your knees, lower your hips, bring your arms out to the side, lift your torso, arms overhead, reach, and just press the floor away, reach fingertips up. And bend your knees back into chair pose, knees over the first two toes, if possible. Draw your tummy up and in, navel to spine. And then just bring palms together. Lower down. We'll come into a chair prayer twist in chair. So just come over to your right. Bring your elbow down and see if you can get a little twist here. Use your arm for leverage. And then come into center. Give your knees and thighs a little bit of a rest. Just come up and standing. Bring your arms up overhead and come up on the balls of your feet. Draw your ankles in towards each other. All right, lower your heels, bend your knees, and draw your arms in front of you. Bring palms together into your heart. Take in a breath. And we'll come into prayer twist on the other side. So bringing your right elbow down to your left leg and twist. Lower your hips. This side might be a little easier because you've already practiced on the first side.
and release. Come back to center. Lift, but keep your knees bent and just circle around in your wrists. Reverse, palms together. Take in another breath. Shift the weight over onto your right foot and step back with your left into Warrior One pose. Now, if you like, you can come into Vinyasa. Just breathe that knee in and out a few times. And then come into center. Now, lift up so you're really stretching the psoas muscles on the back leg, the right hip. And then pull back with the front leg, take in a breath and step it in, watching out for critters, four-leggeds. All right, just shake out your legs for a moment. All right, taking a breath. Exhale, soften your knees and shift the weight to your left leg. Reach back with the right into Warrior One. And then your vinyasa. Inhale in, exhale out. Kitten is doing her down dog. Okay, then come into hold your pose and lift up out of that right hip. Press through the heel. And then pull back, inhale, and then step it in, back on both feet in Tadasana. Okay. So just take in your breath, shift the weight to your right foot, and just lift your left knee in a balance. And then exhale it down. We'll switch to the other side. Breathe. Shift the weight and then lift your right leg up. And then breathe and exhale it back down. Okay. Now we'll add a little twist to that. Hopefully I'll not have too much help from my feline assistant here. Breathe in, shift the weight to your right foot, lift the left leg, and then turn towards that bent knee. Just come into a twist. And come back to center. And we'll switch sides. Breathe. Exhale, shift the weight. Lift your right knee and slowly come into your twist. Whoops. And then come back to center, release the foot down onto the floor, and just release your arms, shake them out, bend your fingers, give a little squeeze to them, and then we'll come into a standing twist. So just circling around, loosening in the spine once again. Okay, and come back into center. And as we were centering this, I almost said this morning, this earlier, we were focusing on this part of the upper back. So let's circle in our shoulders. Big breath as you lift back, exhale down. And reverse. Big circles. All right, bring arms up overhead with a deep breath. Interlace fingers, turn your palms upward, creating a little altar. Imagine spirit dripping golden drops of light into your palms. And then reach up out of your ankles, out of your hips, out of your shoulders. Lift a little more, receiving more drips of golden light energy. Now just turn your palms towards your head and let that energy drip down your arms, your head, down your body, all the way to your feet, and lower your arms down. All right. Okay, so a little bit more for the hips and opening of the hips. We'll just come into a stretch, just come into a squat and open the knees. See how they feel. Remembering always to breathe. And then we'll come into center. Press the elbows into your inner knee or thigh and draw your thumbs in towards your heart center and lengthen up and just let your hip joints loosen. Let your low back loosen and release tension and allow the earth's energy to come up into the perineum to nurture you, filling that red root chakra to ground you. And then just bring your palms to the floor, just right where they are, and lean forward. Just bring some weight onto your hands. You can bring your legs onto your elbows and just press your hands into the mat and then pull back. Now, it's optional. You can either repeat that one, or if you want to come into crow pose, we can try that. So spread your fingers out nice and wide. I'm going to bring my feet in a little closer and lift your hips
Bring your knees up into your armpits. Lift your chin and lean forward with your legs on your arms. Lift your feet. Keep lifting your, oops, that one's not going to stay. There we go. Keep lifting your chin into crow. Both feet off the floor. Take your time. And then let both feet down. Come down sitting on your hips. Have to watch out for kitty tail back here. And now just round your wrists forward. So you're drawing your fingers back like so. And then flex and round, flex and round. And then just bend your elbows and circle around in your wrists to loosen up. And then squeezing fingers. All right, so we'll come into one more move for our abdominal area. Come here, you. This is what I like to do when I'm coming. Now, I haven't done it with her. I used to do it with my 13-year-old all the time. But just holding on, bring your knees out front, lean back. And engage your core muscles. Yeah, how's that? Go for a little ride, huh? And then just come up, sitting in easy pose. Hold on to your knees. And we'll arch back to stretch out the work we just did in our core muscles. So lift your chin, lift your chest, shoulder blades down your back, stretch long in the front of your torso. Elongate your spine, lift, and now bring your right hand onto your left knee, the left hand around back, and come into a twist. Breathe as you hold the twist. All right, so now come out of your twist, lean back and switch your feet. This will be our last move before Shavasana. So bring your left hand onto your right knee and your right arm around to the back. Reach up through your spinal column, elongate, and come into your twist.
And slowly unwind. Stretch your legs out and come down into Shavasana for a few minutes of relaxation. Let go of any deeper tensions. To see them melting in the golden light that we received a little earlier. Now, for a few moments, just imagine green light flowing into you from all directions, letting Archangel Raphael bathe you in the healing light, the green energy, the heart chakra. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Noticing your breath now, the peaceful flow in and out of your breath. A reminder from Archangel Raphael, who brings healing to us. Notice how you feel. Notice any sounds in the room and the sound of my voice. And then start to bring some little moves to awaken your body and bring you back to the physical plane. Take your arms up overhead with a deep breath, reaching long. Draw your low back down against the mat. Stretch through your feet and your hands. And then on your next big exhale, return your arms to your sides and lift your knees up to your chest. And hold, wrap your arms around your legs, stretching a little bit more. And then come over to one side and press up into sitting. Bring your hands into the mudra that you prefer. I would suggest the one for intuition with thumb and middle finger together, since that's included in the healing energy. Sealing in the benefits of your practice tonight, short and sweet. And then bring palms together over your heart. We'll offer gratitude to Archangel Raphael for bringing this awareness to us at a new level and healing. And may you have sweet dreams and a peaceful night. Namaste. It's the first time Kitty Girl came and just sat there, lied there.